Hello, community. My name is Dr. Kisara Andre. I'm the founder and director of Cultivate Wellbeing. And today it's a privilege to speak to you in this recording about our Dark Sky Party. Welcome to the autumn equinox. Today is September 22nd, 2025, and it is the fall equinox, a day when our planet receives equal amounts of light and equal amounts of darkness. And this recording is to get you caught up with some of the events happening throughout our community over this week, but particularly talking about our Dark Sky Party that is today from dusk to dawn. All you need to do to participate is to turn off a light. So on this equinox day, when we have equal amounts of light, what can we do as individuals and communities to even out the amount of light pollution that we as humans have put into this world? So tonight, between dusk and dawn, turn off a light. It only takes one, and we can make a huge difference throughout our planet. Today's Dark Sky Party is one of the events within our fall event week. And if you're interested in joining us for any of the other events throughout this week, I have the schedule posted for you here. You can also watch the recording from events prior to today. On last Friday, September 19th, we started off this week with a grief ritual with Alexandre of A Healing Bridge. And I have the recording of that posted here in this newsletter. Even though you may not have participated in the live session, as a community, we really focus on asynchronous community building. So please watch the recording, engage with the material. This session really asks some important questions about how do we bear witness in the face of the grief that's around us. As health professionals, as health entrepreneurs, how do we consistently interface with the emotions of those around us, of the grief of those around us, and consistently show up for our patients in health, in capacity? How do we take care of our own soul's hygiene, just as we might take care of our physical hygiene or our biosecurity before interfacing with a client in a clinic or in a surgery setting? How do we also do that from an emotional perspective? So if you want to see that video, that was the start to our event week, September 19th, last Friday. There's also a slide set that you can follow along with. And then today, I will tell you a little bit more about the Dark Sky Party in a moment, but throughout the rest of this week, there's also content that you can engage with. On Friday, we have information about feline disaster preparedness, backyard flock disaster preparedness, and then on Saturday, September 27th, we'll have a community evacuation practice event. So lots of stuff going on throughout this week. Again, it's our fall event week with lots of educational sessions and community building, but today is our event of the Dark Sky Party. Now, sometimes when people hear me say Dark Sky Party, it brings the idea of lights and banners and there's food, but in contrast to that, a Dark Sky Party is a time when we as humans actually take a step back and think about who else is having a party? Who else can we make space for? Maybe we should turn off a light and let others besides us celebrate. So in today's Dark Sky Party, from dusk to dawn on this equinox day, turn off a light and think about how to make space for others. There's some information here in this post about prior work we've done on why darkness matters, both to us as humans, our health, but importantly, the health of those around us, the habitat that darkness is, and the beings that need natural darkness to be well. And in a fun way, the only thing you need to do to participate in this party, no matter where you are in the world, is to turn off a light and recognize that it just takes one. It takes one action by you, one action by me, one action by us as a collective and a community to spark those larger cascading actions, and also just spark that larger reflection from those around us, from our systems, from our communities, from larger communities, and hopefully from us as a human species. And as you have that light off, here are some things that you can contemplate during that time. A couple of things that I want to share that have really moved me, and I hope that you find also really encouraging, but also moving, is some work done by the World Wildlife Foundation under a series called Love It or Lose It. And I'll play one of those videos in a moment, as well as a poem. And then I have a few things to close with that you can think about on your own, some videos you can watch on your own or maybe share with your family. And then we hope we see you throughout the rest of this week for some of our other sessions and educational events. So I'm going to share this video that comes from, again, the World Wildlife Foundation, called Love It or Lose It, something that I've just found really moving, really inspiring, and I think fits importantly into this question of a dark sky party. What can we do with one action? What are micro actions that we can take that really have these larger effects throughout our planet?
If love were a threshold, we could cross every ocean to understand whale song and coral, crab and plankton. If love were strawberries and wheat, we could shape it into a sweetheart dessert, passing our lips as if we had only tasted earth once. And if love were hanging from the branches of the pine and palm, acacia and fir, we could be indivisible from the tiger, the turtle, the bison and birds. If only our love were larger than wildfire and faster to take root. If only our love were more swift than the eye of the hurricane and strong enough to break storm surge. Here is the boldness of our love in one hand, our strength against what we might lose in the other. Can we love more? Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much for sharing that time with me. And I'm really grateful to this organization, the World Wildlife Foundation, and the work that they've put into this series. I think it's really moving and really impactful. Before we leave from that, I wanted to share one poem. This is a poem submitted by Devika. You can find it on the World Wildlife Foundation's website, and it's entitled Be Like Nature. Like a tree that faces the sun, embraces the wind too, bending and swaying without snapping in two. Be determined but not unrelenting in whatever you do, like a flower that offers scent voluntarily to all, ever so delicate yet colorful and standing tall. Be generous but don't sacrifice yourself, like the rain that pours from the sky like a blessing in disguise, to cleanse, nurture virtue, and wash away vice. Be wise in your dealings with the good and the bad. Like the moon that lights up the night sky with a calming glow to chase away nightmares and make dreams glow. Be self-contained, but contribute to the greater good. Like the lotus that rises proudly above the filthy mud and unfolds to glory a pure and sacred bud. Be aware of your surroundings, but untainted by them. Like a mountain that cares not for conquerors of its peak and rises above the rest without crushing the weak. Be confident, but don't have confidence in all, like a bird that sings with abandon and spreads its wings to explore, knowing when to glide, to rest, to plummet, or to soar. Be mindful of your goals and how to reach them. Like a cloud that wanders the heavens in all shapes and sizes, to store water and bring shade when the heat rises. Be receptive and flexible to whatever life brings, like a fish that knows its rightful place is deep down, to rule evolution soundlessly without a crown. Be true to your nature, but swim with the current. Like a stone that some see as precious and some as dirt, minding its own business and knowing its worth. Be who you are, whatever others might say. Thank you again for sharing that moment of a poem with me. There are several others listed on the website, all of which are beautiful. That just really spoke to me, and I wanted to share with all of you. All right, as we close, remember that tonight with our dark sky party, all you need to do is turn off a light, and you are contributing to our planetary health with one very, very small action. Listed in the rest of this post, I have a few things for you that you can watch on your own, share with your family, share with your friends, leave a note, leave some discussion. We can talk about them again as a community. But the first is the question, where are the stars? And this includes a community interview talking about the overview effect or the sensation that astronauts have when they view the planet from afar and can actually see it as a planet within the universe. And then also a short film showcase that is absolutely beautiful called Where Are the Stars? And How Light Pollution Affects the Night Skies. This is a very, very powerful short film, really moving and really, really impactful to see just how deep the night can be. It really shows the Milky Way and the beauty of the night sky in a way that a lot of us have not experienced. I definitely have not experienced because there is so much light pollution now. So a really, really beautiful film. I hope you decide to watch that. And then lastly, a new question that I want to introduce into our community as we think about dark sky, preserving our nighttime, turning off light pollution, turning off that light. Can we also ask, where does that light come from? How can we treat technology and energy sourcing with the same ethical scrutiny and the transparency that we hope is becoming more normalized around food? Just like we might ask, where did this food come from? Who grew it? Who profits from it? Can we also ask, where does my technology come from? Where does my energy come from? Who controls the profit streams? How are you and I interfacing over technology? How does this energy exchange happen? What's the source of that? And what communities or ecosystems bear the cost? So today, as we begin to celebrate the equinox, just turn off a light. It only takes one, but also begin to ask the questions. Can we think about energy and technology as a planetary health issue? And what can we as a community begin to do about that? I hope that I see you later this week at some of our events. Again, check out the calendar for all of those times and session titles. And maybe I'll see you at the next solar quarter day, which will be the winter solstice, when we gather again as a community to celebrate our planet and also think about what are our actions that we can take individually and as a community to make our planet's health better.